Alright, so my friends, welcome. We're doing a match review from my feature match at the Dreamhack Regional Championship, which was last weekend. I played this deck right here, which is not mono black tempo. That was just one of the judges had to submit my deck for me because the melee wasn't working, obviously, because it never works. So not mono black tempo, mono black waste not. In Pioneer, this was the regional championship. It was 1,300 players, $130,000 prize. So a pretty big event. Kind of like half a pro tour. I got a queue for it and stuff. And I played Waste Not. I was 1-0 at the time of this feature match. Ended up not making day 2, but
Hey, you know, 2 mana. That was nice.
Ooh, that's loud. That's really loud. Ended up not making day 2, but had a pretty good run at the start of the day. And then we'll just watch the match. This is round 2. I won the first round. I'll be playing against skip ahead here. Oh, nope. Playing against Noah Miller, who's playing Boros Aggro. It's not Boros Aggro. It's Boros Heroic. You know, you kind of favorite Hoplite, Monster Spear, Arcanist to get the idea. So, let's hop right into the match and we'll do it. Kind of analysis out there on my phone. Oh my god, my phone. What? I'm getting freaking doxed or whatever. All right, so we can see here we had a mulligan for Noah Miller. Going into the match, really good matchup for my deck. Obviously, you know, Edicts are the best card against a creature deck that has God's Willing and stuff in it. And I had 5 main deck Edicts, through Liliana and 2 Sheoldred Edicts, as well as a bunch of removal spells, Thoughtseize, and so on and so forth. So, fire up at Thoughtseize on turn 1. See a hand that is 2 lands, the Nth District Legionnaire, the 2-drop. And then, unfortunately, it's very hard to tell what these are, because you can see me asking here, what the hell is this? That's a God's Willing. It's funny, because there's God's Willing and Defiant Strike, both in the, in that, you know, fancy whatever foil stuff, and both cost 1 mana, both instants, both white cards look exactly the same, and not a fan. Not really a fan. So I take the creature. Obviously, it's a creatureless hand. 2 Ancestral Angers, 1 God's Willing, and some lands. So there only are about 15 to 20 creatures in this deck anyway, and there really needs to be one in play to live. So turn to Waste Not. My hand was very Waste Not heavy. I drawn 3 Waste Nots and a Geier Sanitarium, which is a card that makes it all work. And Noah here draws a Dreadhorde Arcanist, decides not to play it, which is very smart. Playing around a rule spell, trying to wait till there's a God's Willing up, and with the mana available, and obviously playing kill spells, so gotta protect the 1 threat if possible. And second Waste Not.
Yeah.
And the Sanitarium, of course, is a really good card in conjunction with Waste Not, allowing them to discard stuff repeatedly. Here's Arcanist, which recasts spells in the graveyard. Again, double Ancestral Anger and God's Willing in hand for Noah. I obviously know this in the Thoughtseize, so I have Bush in my hand. I'm not going to play it end step and just burn it off of the God's Willing, try to find a better spot. And now I need to decide, all right, am I playing a Waste Not here? I believe I drew a Go Blank also, so the choice here was Go Blank or Waste Not, and possibly Fatal Push. Noah's going to play smart here, I think, given that, Noah waited until turn 3 to play the Arcanist, so, like, not going to have a good chance to put a Fatal Push, really, but leaving it up is kind of valuable, but just going to play a 3rd Waste Not here, honestly. With the Sanitarium already in play, I can activate and get a bunch of activations next turn. Also, there's, like, random discard in Noah's deck in form of the Connive effect on the Double Striker, which can, like, trigger Waste Not as well, which is kind of cool. So we see an Anger here on the Arcanist. Again, no reason to Fatal Push here and just turn on the God's Willing. So draw a card, +1/+0, and of course, Arcanist can flash us back too. So not a bad start, honestly, off the mulligan for Noah. Kind of put it together for sure. And style points lost. Wrong. Sorry. Style point is the original version of the card in non-foil. That is the proper style points. Listen, everyone, you're allowed to be wrong. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's totally cool. But so attack here. Flashback Anger, draw 2nd cards, and now attacks for 3 and drew 2 cards. Pretty powerful, honestly. And obviously a pretty full hand for Noah. Plays the Illuminator Virtuoso, which is a double striker that connives. And this point here, I could just burn like the Fatal Push and just try and get the God's Willing out of hand for Noah. I think I'm going to do this. I think I made a mistake here. Up there's Tannen. Eye Tyrant. I make a mistake here. I decided I want to burn it. I'm sorry. I cast a Power Word Kill. But cast it on the Arcanist. Should have targeted the, it's a mistake on my part. Should have targeted the Virtuoso. Why can't I pause this? Because if I target Virtuoso and then Noah protects it with the God's Willing, let me slow this down here. Noah will Connive, which will be a forced discard for all 3 Waste Nots. So bad play on my part. Hi, I'm Jim. Welcome to the Regional Championship. But, whatever. So I thought maybe that Noah would value keeping the Arcanist alive, but, you know, did not. And then, obviously, if the Virtuoso dies, that's fine, too, I think. But, yeah, so, go to my turn. I just have to activate my Geier Sanitarium, which is each player draws and discards. You can see Cassian and Nicole in the background. It's pretty funny. And, where's Cassian? He's sort of off screen. So each player draws and discards. Obviously, any discard will make a waste not pretty good for me. Getting mana is cool. Getting cards is cool. And getting creatures is cool also. So, thinking about it and discarding one of these Japanese cards. I don't even know what it is. I think it's a Defiant Strike, but I couldn't tell you. So, I'm going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3 for the waste knots. Which is pretty cool. And we got a Go Blank and a couple lands. Unfortunately, not a lot of interaction for this this Virtuoso at the moment. But again, any spell that targets it will make me activate my waste knots, which is pretty cool also. So, looks like I got a Hive here and a Go Blank. Maybe a Mazemind Tome. Nope. It's a Sheoldred and some swamps. So, there's Cassian in the background. That's fun. I like that. So, we see Anger on the Virtuoso. We see a Loot off the Connive. Again, Waste Knots in play. Part of why I liked playing Waste Knot for this tournament was that, like, there's just so much random discard. Smuggler's Copter being the big one, obviously. But Fable the Mirror Breaker, Blood Tokens, Conniving. All these random discards happening. That just Waste Knot takes advantage of, aside from the things you're doing also. So, discards a land. I make 6 black mana. Nothing to do with it, I believe. And no counter, of course, on the Virtuoso. We see a Defiant Strike here, I believe. Again, stupid alt art card. Gonna Connive again. This time discarding a land again. So I've got 12 black mana. Somebody give me a Shark type win or something, right? So Virtuoso, again, is now a 2-1 double strike because discarded land twice. Pretty cool, but like any non-land discards huge for me. I'll draw a bunch of cards and make a bunch of zombies. So coming in, this would be for 4 damage. I'm sorry, the Anger too. It'd be 6 damage. So take 6, NBD. And need to be aware of God's Willing pushing through unblockable damage if I have zombies in play. But we see another Virtuoso and a pass. So like a kind of decent spot where, like, you know, I'm pretty well set up, but not quite there yet. I do have Go Blank in my hand, so I can Go Blank and force at least 2 discards, which would do a lot of different things. But draw, looks like I drew a Fatal Push, I think. We'll start there. Or is it a discard spell? I don't recall. I drew a Thoughtseize. So, deciding if I want to Thoughtseize first or I want to Go Blank first. I believe Noah has 3 cards in hand exactly here. So, gonna fire up the Go Blank. So, Go Blank has some value as far as exile goes. There's Arcanist as well, but mostly just discard 2 here, and then trigger waste on a bunch of times. You get a bunch of different things going on. So, we see a discard of a creature and a land. So I get 3 zombies, and I get 6 black mana. Made a mistake here again, I think, by tapping my Sanitarium, honestly. Man, I suck. Yeah, so cast Thoughtseize, get the last card, and then I draw off of the discards. Draw 3. Shoulder knives triggers 3 times. So I could use some extra mana. Actually, I didn't actually need the. Yeah, I guess I want to draw cards and stuff too. And it's not black mana in theory, so like it's like I don't know. You know, maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. One important thing when you're playing Waste Not is to try and leave your utility lands open, because if your opponent ever randomly discards a land, you just get mana out of nowhere. So we see Waste Not mana being used and tapping lands. I'm going to channel Takenuma for 3. Hit a creature. Love it. I just happen to have a spare mana. So get lucky, hit Trespasser, which is kind of cool also. And now we're firmly in the driver's seat. However, very, very important in a spot like this to be aware of how can I lose this game? And the answer is a God's Willing, right? I have a bunch of black blockers in play, but I'm at 13. But like, you know, a chain of like, you know, Defiant Strike, Connive, Defiant Strike, Connive, Defiant Strike, Connive, God's Willing could kill me. So one thing I have to be aware of, I think, make sure I'm going to stay alive here, but obviously looking pretty good overall. So 3 Waste Knots, Sheoldred, a bunch of good lands in play. One of the cool draws of his Waste Knot deck is honestly just that the lands are so good. Hive of the Eye Tyrant, Castle Locthwain, Geier Sanitarium, always have things to do with your mana. 4 Castle Locthwain's awesome. Sanitarium's great. So if I have Sanitarium, this will fix Noah's hand like a little bit, but obviously most discards are good for me here. So discard's going to be a creature, giving me 3 zombie tokens, which is cool. Some more zombies. And again, looking to close this game out before some sort of Godswilling shenanigans. So, too many tokens for the for people to handle.
Give me what I want!
Just need a few more tokens, no problem. And kind of rocking and rolling here.
It'll be dark with rocks and mineral formations.
So, more zombies, getting in with everything. Risking Sheoldred here, realistically. Again, I want to kill my opponent. I want my opponent dead. The zombies will close the game out in a turn or two. So, and any utility used to kill Sheoldred is a utility not used to kill me, which I think is important too. So block Sheoldred with the Virtuosa. We're going to see on a first strike damage a Reckless Rage, which will deal 4, and then the first strike will finish off Sheoldred. They will also kill the Virtuoso though, so kind of fine for us. We trade Rage and a Virtuoso for Sheoldred. Being so far ahead, this is a pretty good exchange, honestly. I think it's totally fine. At 17 life, we've already gained enough life off Sheoldred, which is kind of cool. So, discarding Gigantha, I get more tokens. So now I have an army of zombies, which will win the game next turn. So, that dies, this dies. This and that, and this and that, and this and that. You can go with this, you can go with that. And yeah. There we go. A little confusion there. No problem. And a bunch of zombies in play. No, it takes 6, goes down to 10. And a bunch of cards in hand. Yeah, pretty good spot, obviously. Play Trespasser, exile a card, gain some life. And at this point, I mean, I guess, like, if Noah were to stack his deck completely and, like, you know, connive 4 times, God's Willing Unblockable, maybe he can win the game with Double Strike. But probably not, honestly. So, at this point, you know, day and night's here. We're good to go. And let's probably go into game 2 here shortly. Here's an Anger, which is honestly the start of, like, a potential, you know, chain of, like, 5 cantrips into a God's Willing, but discard a creature, more zombies. And again, the only way for Noah to win here is God's Willing to push through all the blockers and just kind of ignore everything on my board. And make sure you remember that counter there on that Connive trigger. Now it is a 3-power double striker. Here's the Hoplite. The Hoplite's not going to do it. Need spells, not creatures here. So play some creatures, untap, attack all, and that's game. So boop, cool. So game number 1, honestly a little rocky there. Our hand was a little uneven, but ended up working out overall. Again, pretty good matchup. I do know Edicts, which is, you know, one of the big draws, but pretty cool. So go to our sideboard. Up, go to Todd and Marcus. What's up, Todd and Marcus? How you all doing? So let's skip ahead here and get to game number 2. Sideboarding, I bring in more Duresses to try and play around the spells in Noah's deck. Also, show them the Scalds and stuff on the board. So fire up a Duress on turn 1, the proper art. You feel like that. And we see Showdown, Arcanist, Legionnaire, 1 more land, an Anger, a Monstrous Rage, and that's it. So only 2 lands, 2 pump spells, and 2 creatures. So can't take both creatures, unfortunately. And this is a spot where it's kind of a hard choice because Showdown's the best card probably, but no 3rd or 4th land for Noah yet. And I have obviously tons of discard in my deck as well. Taking a creature will kind of work, but I can't take both of them. The spells are, you know, okay. The Anger is the kind of card where I take the Anger here under the pretense of Anger is the card that gives the most velocity for Noah as far as finding more lands for Showdown, putting counters on things, scrying, and so on and so forth. So we see Arcanist here. I took Anger. It might have been wrong, honestly. I think taking Showdown or creature might have been better, but I had Aetherborg ready to go. I boarded that one, and also Aetherborg can obviously block the Arcanist on attacks, which is kind of cool. So it removes the ability for a profitable attack. Here's a Legionnaire. And of course, Monstrous Rage in hand for Noah. We see an attack from the Legionnaire and the Arcanist. Arcanist is going to cast the Ancestral Anger, which is fine. So cast that there. We'll see a Scry and a +1/+1 counter on the Legionnaire. The Arcanist is currently only a 1/3. So you have a free block on the Arcanist. We see a Scry off of the Legionnaire. It is some random old Strixhaven card. I don't know what it is. It's going to go to the bottom anyway, so it doesn't matter. And draw off of that. Now I go to blocks. So I think blocking Arcanist here is ideal for 2 reasons. 1, it's a more important creature, and 2, it forces a spell on it for a 2-for-1. So Noah has to use the Monstrous Rage here to trade the Arcanist and the Rage for the Aetherborn, which is pretty good, honestly. And I take 3 from the thing, which is fine. So take a little trample, gain some life. All in all, not a bad exchange. Got a card back from the Arcanist, but still overall, I think pretty good for us. So get see me on tap, And looks like I got a Go Blank in hand. I've got a... should I go to the hand cam more? The other Aetherborn as well. And I have Liliana too, which is the nut. So here's Liliana. Now there's a creature land for Noah. If Noah has that 4th land, Noah can fire up the creature land attack. But again, 4th land also casts Showdown of Scalds too. So 4th land's the worst case scenario. So I get kind of punished here for my Duress. Noah just draws 2 lands. And this allows Noah to use the creature land to kill Liliana, as well as having a mana for Showdown of Scalds before I can get rid of it. So Noah has 3 cards in hand here, which obviously is the unlucky number when I have a Waste Not in my hand. But c'est la vie. And now I don't really have an answer to Showdown of Scalds, honestly. Showdown's going to produce 4 cards of value and some counters, which is kind of tough. And kind of annoying, honestly. And I play Aetherborn here. I could fire up the Go Blank. I think firing up Go Blank is reasonable. Just get the last 2 cards that aren't Showdown, I guess. And it's like fine. It's also more mana efficient too. If I want to play the Aetherborn and 2 mana spell later. So fire up Go Blank. No, she's going to discard the non-Showdown of Scalds here card. Non-Showdown of Scalds cards here pretty easily, I think. Not too much to think about. Yep, so a Get Lost and a Monstrous Rage are gone. But unfortunately, again, Showdown of the Scalds and Creature Land, both cards that came in out of the sideboard for Noah. Noah had 2 of this Creature Land in his sideboard for when he brings in the Showdowns and the Righty matchup, which is kind of cool, honestly. So we see here's Showdown. We see 4 cards. We see Creature. And I think they're different. So one's God's Willing and one's Defiant Strike. I can't tell you which one's which, obviously, but I'm pretty sure that's what they are. We'll find out, I guess. So pretty good. Can't cast anything here, obviously, and then no land too. So won't be able to use all the spells next turn, but still pretty powerful, obviously. You know, so kind of a draw 3, get a few counters, and so on and so forth. I draw Field of Ruin, which is kind of nice eventually for this this Bivouac. But cast an Aetherborn and have Field up, only 1 card in hand. We're kind of like out of gas here. You know, game 1 we drew 3 Waste Nots. Game 2 we didn't draw any. So we're kind of like floundering a little bit. We have our Castle Locthwain in play too, but a lot of pressure coming this turn from the Showdown cards. So Aetherborn on defense. We got tap a land for Swiftspear. Swiftspear or Illuminati Virtuoso both coming in here no matter what. And then, of course, we have the Defiant Strike. Cool thing is the God's Willing is kind of irrelevant because like it's not going to be cast. And so it's just going to go away. So here's Swiftspear. Here's Virtuoso. And put a counter on the Virtuoso thanks to the Showdown of the Scalds, which is pretty powerful. And now deciding on attacks. So here comes the Swiftspear. And this God's Willing or Defiant Strike would both make the Aetherborn lose in combat. Yeah, there's also the counter from the Showdown as well. So blocking here seems suspect. The Aetherborn feels more valuable in play. And then, you know, trading with a card that's going to get lost anyways, kind of whatever. So we don't block. Noah can cast Defiant Strike and get it for a few points and draw a card. But that way we keep our Aetherborn for a future turn. We can kill the Virtuoso. Aetherborn trades with the Swiftspear, so just can't take it. Yeah, so we see we'll see God's Willing here. I'm sorry, we'll see Defiant Strike here. End up being a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. Actually, I'm sorry. Gonna go with Defiant Strike on the Virtuoso for more connive action. So only gonna be three. I don't know. His counter's going everywhere. Stuff's happening. We'll find out when Noah decides what wants to do. I don't recall exactly. So I have a power word kill to kill this, which is kind of awesome. So nice patience by me, obviously. So now the Defiant Strike targeted the Virtuoso, and there will be a connive, but there will be no resolution of Defiant Strike, so no card draw. And kind of cool. It worked out well because if it had targeted the Swiftspear, I wouldn't have killed it because I had to kill the Double Striker. So it worked out well, honestly. A nice exchange there. Take 3 off Swiftspear. God's Willing goes away, and now 2 cards in hand, and the Bivouac and the Swiftspear. So, a little light on my side. We've got the 1 card I just drew, I believe. And attack for 2, gain 2. Not a very good blocker here, I don't think. And we draw a Fatal Push to kill the Swiftspear. And Field of Ruin on the Bivouac. So, pretty good turn, honestly. Gets rid of basically all the threats available on Noah. On Noah's side, I am now out of cards, but I have 16 life, an Aetherborn, and a Castle Locthwain, which is a pretty good place to be. And again, a big draw of this deck is the Castle Locthwain just being there for you. Once you run both players out of cards, your lands start to take over, which is pretty awesome. So I'll pass turn, and Noah's got a few cards in hand. Looks like 3. creature land gone. We see another Legionnaire. And the Showdown is gone as well. Let me see a Suspire. So a lot of creatures here for Noah, honestly, which is pretty good on his side. You know, kind of just need to keep drawing creatures after creature after creature. So attack for a bunch. Say go, 1 card in hand. Tap, and we draw a card. Didn't get a good look at it. And now we need to decide if is Aetherborn on offense or on defense here. First things first, Fatal Push. So cool. Get rid of that one. Fire Castle, draw a card, see what we draw. Get a little more information before I decide I want to attack or not. And didn't see the card we drew because I'm a bad coverage boy. But gotta say go. And now we see a Hazoret. Look at my face there. Definitely clearly indicative of my thoughts on that one. Hazoret obviously pretty good here. We have ways to kill it. We have Meathook Massacre and Edicts, but with a creature in play, it's kind of tough. Makes the Aether one kind of rough also. So play Sheoldred and pass the Turnski. Noah untaps, takes some damage off the Sheoldred trigger. Land number 5, 1 card in hand, very important, obviously. So, have to block here, unfortunately, because otherwise the card in hand will get discarded. I'll stick 2 and die. So, block with Aetherborn, gain 2 life. Buy Gigantha for Noah. And say go. So, draw a card per turn, gain some life. And now we have Castle Locthwain and Sheoldred, which is a pretty good engine. But, looks like hand is... Yeah, looks like I drew the Edict. But, unfortunately, obviously, the Suspire is being really, really troublesome. So, got a Thoughtseize maybe too. So go. No untaps. Goes down to 8 or 10. It goes 10. Very tight spot now. You know, 4-drop battle here between Hazoret and Sheoldred. Both very powerful, but 5 mana, and here's the big Gigantha. Actually kind of annoying because I can't Fatal Push it, obviously. So, that makes the hand size 1. Noah's able to attack. And now totally tapped out. We can kind of safely just take this 5. R. Castillo with the raid. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Hi, folks. We're doing a match review of my feature match from the R Regional Championship. And Waste Not, Pioneer, round game 2, up a game. What's up? Welcome. Take 5. Go to 7 after our draw. Sheoldred, Sideboard doing some work here. And my hand is... I don't know. We're just doing stuff here. I see Path of Peril just to kill this 1-drop, because obviously with an Edict in my hand is pretty important. So get rid of the 1-drop. And I have an Edict in my hand, as well as looks like a Waste Not, maybe a Thoughtseize. And draw from Noah. Noah's got 2 cards in hand, and yeah, 2 cards in hand, unfortunately. So the old Pro Tour, Pro Tour moment or whatever, where move to combat, start to declare attacks. Kind of bad beats for Noah here. Obviously, I mean, both creatures were clearly attacking, which what the ruling is. So only Gigantha gets to attack, and I get to Edict here. So kind of a nice one. A little bit of a gift there. Still not a great spot for me, obviously though. So would have had to chump block with my Sheoldred had the attack come in. So fire off the Edict. Noah just sacrifices the Gigantha, so I take no damage this turn, which is pretty powerful. Noah's got 2 cards in hand and 6 mana up, though. Can just dump both cards to the Hazoret. So still a really bad spot. Here's a Waste Not. Here's a land. And I think that's all I got, honestly. Let me just jump blocking here, right? So 1 card. I think it's a Thoughtseize, which is not too ideal. So say go. Noah down to 6. And didn't discard any cards end step, which is kind of weird, honestly. Like, with 6 mana up, I think you would probably discard both cards and just, start trying to kill me. But see the Virtuoso. We see a Monstrous Rage on Hazoret, and that'll pretty much do it, honestly. This is going to be a 8 power Trampling Hazoret, and with the damage from the card in hand also, I think that pretty much does it. So Hazoret goes coast to coast here for the most part. Noah had 2 Hazoret in the sideboard, and they were excellent here against me, obviously. Just couldn't get the other creatures off the board, so an Edict would work. So draw, I got a Thoughtseize, and whenever I drew, I'm going to fire up the old castle and go down to 3. And looking for a miracle, Meathook Massacre, nope, not going to do it. So going into game number 3. And I'll remind you all here, while we go into game number 3, that this stream and this week, my content is sponsored by Star Trek Fleet Command. It's a mobile game. I'm a big Star Trek fan, honestly. And Nicole and I are currently watching Voyager. And I've wanted to play this game for a bit now, honestly. It's always fun doing sponsored content for games that are in IPs that I like. Download the game. There'll be a link in the description in YouTube and in chat. !star. It's free to download. You monetarily support my content by downloading the game and trying it out. If you make it to level 5, unlock a second ship, or reach level 10, all of those are monetary bonuses for me. So again, hashtag sponsor. Big thanks to them for sponsoring this game. Thanks Stream Elements. And this could be your present to me for Christmas. So Chad asked, could I have traded Sheoldred and Edict for Hazoret? Yeah. Actually, I could have done that too. I think I wasn't playing very well this weekend, honestly. So if I had blocked the Sheoldred on the Gigantha and then Edicted in the end of combat step to kill the Hazoret also, would that have been a better spot? I think, yeah. Honestly, I think you're right. Having Sheoldred in play is very, very good, but Hazoret's the only card that I'm really, really scared of. Noah also had a creature land too, so like it wasn't like, you know, pure, you know, up or downside, but I think I should have considered that for sure. Pickle, new sub, which from welcome. So, into game 3 here. Again, !star, download the game. Open up game 3 on Duress. We got 2 lands, Hoplite and Rage, Lauren's Escape. I have a God's Willing Part 2 and an Ancestral Anger. So take the Escape and you know, 1 creature, some spells. Not too bad of a hand here for Noah. Tap land though. Looking to wait up for a removal spell. Leave up Lauren's Escape for a removal spell. We got Waste Not for me off an Urborg, so good mana on my side, kind of nice. Here comes the Hoplite. And again, we have the protection spell up. But again, I have a lot of Edicts in my deck too. So, and actually, no, it just fires up an Anger here. Just wants to draw a card and kind of get things going here. So, no protection spell up for the Hoplite. I draw Field of Ruin. And not a great look at my hand. So, I have a Path of Peril. I also have a Sheoldred in hand. Obviously, it feels a little weird to just Path of Peril 1 creature. But given that my next turn was just playing Sheoldred, and I'm kind of already locked in on that, I felt fine trading 1 for 1 there. So, we see Illusion Legionnaire from Noah, attacks for 2. Noah's deck doesn't have that many creatures in it either, so it's not like there's going to be a bunch of things in play. Maybe I could have waited, but with Sheoldred coming and Waste Not already in play, it felt like it was pretty reasonable to me. So we see Noah draw, takes 2. Draw for turn was a Get Lost. Pretty good draw, of course. Take 2. Untap and draw. Have some map tokens in play. And Field of Ruins, there was 1 basic in Noah's deck. So the second Field of Ruins, pretty nice, honestly. You get to kill a creature land. There's a Sacred Foundry and a Pathway left over. And play a Sunken Citadel, which is a card I was very, very impressed with this weekend. Only 2 cards left, but feeling in decent shape here, honestly. And Noah gets untapped. My hand is Edict and Land, so I have the creature cover, which is pretty cool. And if there's any sort of Defiant Strike or Ancestral Anger, I'll get to stop the card draw, which is cool too. Open deck list. Yep, these events are open deck lists. Most pro level events are these days. So here's a Monstrous Rage, and there's a respond here with the Edict. You see the monster token, little pump, little buff, little scry. Then we see an attack. Now I'll fire up the Edict. Couldn't bait out any more card draw spells, unfortunately. That's fine. Pretty good exchange, obviously, to keep the board nice and clear. Now I get to untap, and I get to fire up my Field of Ruin. And get a good Stone Rain going here. Ooh, I love Stone Rain. And then I fire up my third Field of Ruin for the other lands. So I drew through all fields. A little lucky, but obviously didn't draw the spells. So I prefer closed deck list personally. I think that open deck list might maybe. I think it does favor stronger players knowing the whole deck list. But I kind of prefer closed deck lists. So fire up the Hive, get my maps going. No misses a land drop and. Double map on the Hive, keep Power World Kill on top, attack for 5, and now we're on a pretty fast clock. Again, love the Citadel in play. Activating all your lands for cheaper, super, super cool. So it gets untapped, it's only 1 land for Noah. Almost draw a second card there because my card was face up on my library, and I didn't actually draw. I drew it, but I put it in my hand. I didn't feel like I was drawing a card, but exile thing, attack for 5, and I have an Edict up, and at this point we're mostly locked up. End set Defiant Strike on the Hive, draw a card. And Sacred Foundry, Hoplite, go. End step, gonna pass Power Word Kill. Fire up the Hive again, attack again. Play another Waste Not and just say go. No, it's down to 1 here, so dead to the Hive. Yeah, so there you go. I am the winner, and Tannen's here also. Thanks, Tannen, appreciate that. We got Brennan back there too. Fun seeing my old teammates. Let me get back to this first frame here. Let's get back a little bit. There we go. No, I like this frame there. We'll leave it on that frame. So, honestly, I don't think I played great this match. I don't think I played great the whole weekend, honestly. I kind of like, you know, RC for me, I mean, I put in like one league of testing. Just kind of played a fun deck. Mostly interested in Dreamhack itself, you know, going to the actual Dreamhack event with the family. You know, and it's kind of hard for me to like really go all in on a tournament. It's not a pro tour these days because like it's just a lot of testing and stuff. My time's very limited, but still kind of fun just playing a show up event, play an event. Fun to play a big Magic event, obviously, and you know, definitely could have done better. I was 4-1 at one point, then I lost 3 in a row and didn't drop that at day 2 contention, so I just dropped. But fun event overall. Could be run a little bit better. Definitely a very, very large event. Kind of slow, a little awkward, but overall it was a lot of fun. So really, really cool. That was the match, and I'm going to play a little more of this deck on stream right now. For YouTube folks, look for that in a different video. And let me do what we think of these match reviews. I don't think I'll play great this match, honestly, but whatever. So YouTube folks, love you, like, comment, subscribe, real great, and peace.